Exodus 2. And there went a man of the house of Levi, and took to wife a daughter of Levi. And the woman conceived and bare a son. And when she saw him that he was a goodly child, she hid him 3 months. And when she could not longer hide him, she took for him an ark of bulrushes, and daubed it with slime and with pitch, and put the child therein, and she laid it in the flags by the river's brink. And his sister stood afar off to wit what would be done to him. And the daughter of Pharaoh came down to wash herself at the river, and her maidens walked along by the river's side. And when she saw the ark among the flags, she sent her maid to fetch it. And when she had opened it, she saw the child, and behold, the babe wept. And she had compassion on him, and said, This is one of the Hebrews' children. Then said his sister to Pharaoh's daughter, Shall I go and call to thee a nurse of the Hebrew women, that she may nurse the child for thee? And Pharaoh's daughter said to her, Go. And the maid went, and called the child's mother. And Pharaoh's daughter said unto her, Take this child away, and nurse it for me, and I will give thee thy wages. And the woman took the child, and nursed it. And the child grew, and she brought him unto Pharaoh's daughter, and he became her son. And she called his name Moses. And she said, Because I drew him out of the water. And it came to pass in those days, when Moses was grown, that he went out unto his brethren, and looked on their burdens. And he spied an Egyptian smiting an Hebrew, one of his brethren. And he looked this way and that way. And when he saw that there was no man, he slew the Egyptian, and hid him in the sand. And when he went out the second day, behold, 2 men of the Hebrews strove together. And he said to him that did the wrong, Wherefore smitest thou thy fellow? And he said, Who made thee a prince and a judge over us? Intendest thou to kill me, as thou killedst the Egyptian? And Moses feared, and said, Surely this thing is known. Now when Pharaoh heard this thing, he sought to slay Moses. But Moses fled from the face of Pharaoh, and dwelt in the land of Midian, and he sat down by a well. Now the priest of Midian had 7 daughters, and they came and drew water, and filled the troughs to water their father's flock. And the shepherds came and drove them away, but Moses stood up and helped them, and watered their flock. And when they came to Reuel their father, he said, How is it that ye are come so soon today? And they said, An Egyptian delivered us out of the hand of the shepherds, and also drew water now for us, and watered the flock. And he said unto his daughters, And where is he? Why is it that ye have left the man? Call him, that he may eat bread. And Moses was content to dwell with the man. And he gave Moses Zipporah his daughter. And she bare him a son. And he called his name Gershom, for he said, I have been a stranger in a strange land. And it came to pass, in process of time, that the king of Egypt died, and the children of Israel sighed by reason of the bondage, and they cried, and their cry came up unto God by reason of the bondage. And God heard their groaning, and God remembered his covenant with Abraham, with Isaac, and with Jacob. And God looked upon the children of Israel, and God had respect unto them.
All right, Exodus chapter 2. Amram, a man, went to the house of Levi. So Levi, this is his bloodline, basically, that is the bloodline of Joseph. So he wedded Jochebed, and excuse me if I've mispronounced some of these names. Anyway, she was a daughter of Levi. As you remember, Levi was a son of Jacob, a brother of Joseph. So basically, they buried a son. So you got to remember, this Pharaoh, at the time of the rule, basically is killing all male Israelite and Hebrew children. So basically, she hid him. She hid him till basically he was 3 months old. Then she basically said, you know what, I can't just hide him. So I'm going to put him right here at the riverbed in a basket where the basket afloat, and hopefully some Egyptian will see him, have compassion on him, and basically adopt and take care of him, and therefore he will not be killed. like I said, God has a plan. So basically, his sister basically stood far off. She was kind of keeping an eye on the basket. The daughter of Pharaoh, she comes up to bathe in the Nile River. She's with her attendants, her maidens, and they see the basket. They open it up. They see Moses in there. He cries like she had compassion. She did mention in verse 6, this is one of the Hebrews' children. So she sees Moses' sister and basically says, I need you to get me basically a midwife. I need a Hebrew woman to nurse the child for me. She went and basically got her mother, Moses' biological mother. Anyway, basically, I'm going to let you nurse the child for me. I'm going to pay you. And then later on, as he gets older, I'm going to come and take him. So that day comes, she comes and takes Moses. Basically, she called him Moses because I drew him out of the water. That's found in verse 10. So Moses is grown up basically as Pharaoh's daughter's son. Okay? So we're getting down to verse 11, the summary of it. So basically, Moses is grown, he's in town, he sees all the, basically the Egyptians making the Hebrew or Israelites as slaves, beating them and stuff like that. Well, Moses is like, enough's enough. He looks to the right, he looks to the left. He slays the Egyptian taskmaster, and he hit him in the sand. Well, unfortunately, the next day, two of the Hebrews, his own people, basically come out and question, why did you kill him? You know, what gives you the right to judge us and kill and do what you want to? Who made you the prince? So on like that. Well, of course, now Moses is like, you know what? Pharaoh's going to find out about this. So he takes off running because he knew basically if Pharaoh gets a hold of him, he's going to execute him for doing this. And basically, right, verse 15, Pharaoh heard it. He's like, I want Moses dead. I'm going to get him. Well, of course, Moses fled and went to the land of Midian. He sat down by a well. Anyway, the priest of Midian had 7 daughters who came to the well. They were going to get water to feed the trough, fill the troughs up to water the flock of their father, who was the priest of Midian. Shepherds came and basically drove them away, ran them off. Moses basically stood up. He got the water for them, helped water the flock. When they came to Rubal, their father, the priest, he's like, how are you back so quick and stuff? They told him what happened. The man basically helped us out, run the shepherds off, helping us with the water in the flock. And he questions, where's the man at? Basically, you should bring him back. Let's thank him. Let's feed him. Anyway, basically Moses ends up marrying Zipporah, basically one of the priest's daughters. They have a son, Jerusalem, basically because I'm a stranger in a strange land. So basically, time is passing. He's in the land of Midian. So basically, the king of Egypt, the Pharaoh at that time, died. But the children of Israel, they are basically in bondage. They're crying. They're tormented. They're crying to God, wanting them, please save us, Lord. Please save us. Please save us. Well, of course, God heard their groaning, and he said, you know what? I remember the covenant I made with your great-grandfathers, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob. He looked upon his children, the children of Israel right there, and respected that they were needing help. They were begging for God. We need you, Lord, we need you. So basically, with that, God is basically going to send Moses, as we see in the future chapters, to deliver the children of Israel out of the hands of Egypt. Hope this has been a blessing. Have a blessed day.